So the perfect day at Coco Cay with Royal Caribbean's private island we're going to talk about today, as well as we rented a cabana on Chill Island, and what was that like? Was it worth it? Perfect day at Coco Cay. We're going to talk about today. We rented a cabana on Chill Island, and it was very expensive, but was it worth it? We were on Wonder of the Seas, and we took a Southern Caribbean cruise that had a stop at Perfect Day Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island. And we did decide to rent a cabana this time. This was our second time that we've been on a Royal Caribbean cruise. We have been on 3 other Disney cruise lines. And so we wanted to know, is renting a cabana this time worth it? Now, for reference, my name is Kelly. I have a family of 5. I have 2 college-age student kids and 1 high school kid, and then my husband, Jason, as well. And so all of us were going in July, in the middle of July, and it was about 100 degrees on the week we were there. And so that was part of the thought process behind renting a cabana. So we'll talk about, was it really worth it? And what did we expect and enjoy at Coco Cay, Royal Caribbean's private island? So first of all, when you pull into the port, there is music playing. There are people kind of dancing, and you'll see that Bahamas theme just immediately when you walk off the ship. And we had 2 balcony rooms, which if you're interested in that, please watch that next review of our Wonder of the Seas trip as well on the cruise ship. So we were able to see it from our balcony and hear it from our balcony. So keep that in mind, that if you have a balcony room, if you want to sleep in, you will hear loud music pretty much right away, but very much gets you into the vibe of being in the Bahamas. So we appreciated it. When you walk off the ship, there'll be people, Royal Caribbean, their attendants taking photos if you want a photo, and you can get some great photos with the ship, the wonder of the ship behind you. So keep that in mind too. If you're looking for a family photo, you might all want to walk off together to get that. We did not all walk off together, so we did not get a family photo at that particular time because our 2 boys wanted to sleep in a little bit more, and myself, my husband, and my daughter got up a little earlier to explore a little bit in the morning. There is a tram that goes around the island. There's more than 1 tram. So if you do have challenges with walking, there is a tram that can help you with that. That would be one con, I would say, to the cabana, particularly where we were at. We were on the Chill Island, and it was about a 10 to 15 minute walk. We were fine with that because we were able to explore and walk along the way. But keep that in mind. It's about a 10 to 15 minute walk or so to the Chill Island cabanas. There were life jackets available, free for anyone, just as there is on the cruise ship. So if you have little ones, no matter where you're going, life jackets will be available for those who need those, who have challenges with swimming. Now we got off the ship about, I want to say it was about 9:30 in the morning, and there were plenty of chairs and umbrellas at 9:30 in the morning. So I want to be clear. I'm going to talk about the cabana, but you do not need to spend money on the perfect day of Coco Cay to have the perfect day in Coco Cay. You do not need to spend money there. There were plenty of chairs, plenty of umbrellas in all as we walked by. So you may need to get off a little earlier. I can't speak to later in the afternoon or midday because it does get busier as the day goes on. But certainly you do not have to spend money. I want to be clear on that, to have a wonderful time. We actually did not spend any money the last time we went to Perfect Day at Coco Cay when we did our last Royal Caribbean cruise, and we had a fabulous time. So keep that in mind as well. There were various cabana options that you could rent. There were ones that at the water park, and that includes tickets or all-day passes to the water park, which really could be pretty cost effective. If your family really enjoys water park and that's going to be on your to-do list, really look at a cabana. If you have more than 4 or 5 people, it might be more cost effective to rent a cabana that include the tickets than to actually buy the tickets, which can run about almost $100 a day depending on when you're going. So check into that as well. There are cabanas then that you can pay more for that have over the water slides that slide right in. We did not do those, but I do know they have various cabanas there. There's some in the adult only, and then there's some that are closer to the more children's play area as well. Again, we chose the Chill Island area. And again, we'll be talking about that here shortly. There are also cabanas in the, I will call it the upgraded part. We did not do that area, that particular pool or those cabanas. That has a different menu and different options. There's also areas there if you have that in your budget and would like to do so. So when we arrived to the Chill Island Cabana area, there is a check-in desk, if you will, and you check in with that attendant and you get a special bracelet. So you'll get a special Cabana bracelet. They have names that you have to submit ahead of time from your room numbers. And again, we had 2 balcony rooms, so we had everybody's name listed. They will check you in. They'll give you your bracelet. They had actually towels there for cooling. They had water, flavored water there. So you can, because it is, again, it's about a 15-minute walk or so. And we were doing some pictures and things, so maybe not quite that long. But in 100-degree heat, when you're walking and you're doing that time, it was very refreshing. So that was a nice little perk. And then they walk you to your cabana. We had Cabana 4. There was a welcome sign on our cabana that said our welcome with our name on it. Again, you had your own cabana attendant. There is water provided. There is a cooler provided. There are towels provided. There are a Bluetooth speaker provided. We did have to request that, and our kids loved that because they were able to play music in the cabana. So you can request a Bluetooth speaker. There was kind of a sectional couch seat that was in the shaded area with some tables and chairs. There was outside loungers that you can lay on with tables and chairs and an umbrella. So lots of seating opportunities for everyone in shade and in sun. There were private floats that were available just for the cabanas, and also just an area in the area that your cabana could float that you're kind of away from everybody, which we'll talk about soon was some of our favorite parts of having the cabana. The attendant brings you food and drink as you order it. There's, I'll call it kind of a call system that you push. And she showed us that. She was wonderful. So anytime somebody was ready to have a drink brought or food brought, we just called the call system. She came, she took our order, and then she brought the food back to us. Which, do you need this? No. But was it wonderful? Yes. And so if you, and again, if you have mobility issues, it's a great way to have the food brought to you and your drinks brought to you throughout the day, especially if you're kind of on different schedules with eating and drinking. There was a fan, there was a safe so we could put our valuables in the safe. One con is, and I'll say this in quotes, it was a little bit of a ways to the bathroom. And I say that quote unquote. Perfectly fine. You had to walk outside, I'll say the cabana attendant area, and then the bathroom was there. So a few minutes walk. But it was farther away. If you have a cabana that's down the beach, you're probably walking a little bit farther from that. So keep that in mind that the bathroom is a little bit of a walk, a few minutes walk. It was certainly very clean, very accessible, but I do want people to there's no bathroom actually in the cabana area. You do need to go outside the cabana area for the bathroom. And so what to bring to the cabana? So you need to have your CPAS card, and you need to have that whenever you get off the ship, including CocoCay, including the private island. You need your CPAS card. You'll get a letter in your stateroom the day before that shows what cabana you're in, kind of a welcome letter that gives the instructions as to what to do. So bring that letter with you. They do look at that letter. You'll need some cash. There are some really cute Bahamas themed stores there, and you need cash for most of those. I was able to use my credit card for some of them, but some of them require cash. And if you want some cash for tipping of your attendant, tipping is included, the gratuity for your cabana. So keep that in mind as well. When you purchase, if you choose to purchase your cabana, tipping and gratuities is added on to that. So there was already gratuity, but if you want to do an extra tip, if your attendant is extra attentive, and we did bring cash to tip extra as well, that is another opportunity for cash. Otherwise, you don't need cash. Those would be the only time on this island that you will need cash. If you have a beverage package, your beverage package also works on CocoCay. Whether it's for the deluxe package with alcohol or your refreshment or soda package, it all works. You don't necessarily need to bring your mug, your refillable mug either. Our attendant because they knew we had the package, just brought us a can of pop to us for my kids who had the soda package. So keep that in mind as well. And then of course you'll need sunscreen and a hat. And that would be no matter if you get a cabana or not, you'll want sunscreen and a hat. So what did we love about the cabana? So first of all, we loved having our own area, especially when it was 100-degree heat. We kind of had a home base, if you will. And again, having the shade and the fan and the drinks and the towels. Now, you do not need to bring your own towel. Royal Caribbean will have towels outside the ship that if you do not have a cabana, you can grab towels, but you need to return those or there is a charge. In the cabana, you don't need to do that. They provide you with towels, which was quite nice too, because we didn't have to carry those for that 15-minute walk to and from kind of sandy, wet towels. We were able to just leave them there. So that was quite lovely. But one of the things that we probably, besides the shade and having the Bluetooth speaker and just very relaxing, you had mats right there, floaty mats and snorkeling gear. And we loved that. We spent probably almost 3 to 4 hours on those floating mats at various times in our kind of, I'll call it private area. So yes, you have an open, ocean, if you will, but there is a roped off area for cabana. So you had kind of that peaceful private area off of your cabana, off of the sand. So we could just float there. We could have, if somebody was in the cabana, could bring you a drink. And I did have my kids bring me a water or a drink on my floaty. The floaties were very comfortable on your front and back. Sometimes floaties are not comfortable. They were very comfortable. And again, you had that kind of peaceful area that you could just relax in the water that we really enjoyed. Do you need it? No, but I will say it was a great plus that I was not expecting to enjoy, because I thought that would be, it just was very relaxing and definitely a way to do your vacation. We also love that the attendant was bringing our drinks to us and we didn't have to necessarily get up and leave, because some of the lines were quite long at the bar. There was one opportunity where I went to the restroom and I decided, I don't need to call the attendant and bother them. Even though they would expect that. I was near a bar, I'll just grab my drink there. But there was quite a lengthy line. I mean, I was waiting in line a good 5 to 7 minutes, and it was fine because I was chatting with other people. But you won't have to do that in the cabana. They will bring all of that to you in that shade. We also just liked having the fan and the shade. Again, it was 100 degrees out, which was one of the main things that was part of our decision-making process when we were looking at the cabana. Is it worth it or not? We did pay a premium price for the time that we were there. The price of cabanas does fluctuate depending on the sailing that you're on, the ship that you're on, the time of year that you're on, peak season or non-peak season. We were there in July. It was peak season. The Wonder of the Seas ship was full. So we were paying premium pricing. And we'll talk about at the end again, would I do it again and was it worth it? But it really was quite nice to have that shade and that fan when we were out in the sun on the water, to have a home base to come back to with cold water available, a cooler, cold drinks, and our food and fan and music that we enjoyed listening to. It really was a nice opportunity for our family to we talked about a lot of things. And so if you're looking for that, again, home base opportunity, the cabana was it. We did not explore much of the island in this time. And we just really enjoyed the cabana. Normally, somebody might be playing basketball, or somebody might go to the water park, or somebody might be in the pool. We just kind of stayed in our area for the most part. We did walk around and we did shop in a little of the shops. And so we definitely did some of that. But we really just enjoyed the amenities of the cabana. Who do I think it would be definitely worth it for? If you have young ones, especially babies that need naps or toddlers that need naps, and they're not in the kid area of the ship, this might be ideal for you. You're gonna have a nice soft cushion for them to take a nap on. You're gonna have ready shade that you can see and be in the water and see your kids very visibly, that you don't have to worry about, am I able to see them, if you're in another part of the island that your chair may be further away. You're going to have direct visual in the water and in the sand. And again, if you have kids that like to play in the sand, very private, you're able to be in the water or the cabana and see them and have very easy access to them with no problem. So I can see that being a huge advantage if you're trying to make a decision on, is a cabana worth it or not? And also, again, if you have kids that are older that are going to be all over the island, or maybe they're at an age where they can go to the water park on their own and you want a home base, but you don't necessarily want to go to the water park, this might be an ideal area as well. It's that best blend of family time, alone time, adult time, but everybody knows where to go. So that could be an ideal thing for you as well. Or if you are of an age that you can't handle the sun as much, though that umbrella, while nice in the island and the rest of the island, it doesn't offer shade the whole time. You know, depending on where the sun is, you may not have shade. And so this, you had shade, you had a fan, you had a cooling opportunity. So for us, it was fabulous. So was it worth it? And I would say yes. Now, a con obviously is the price. And believe me, I debated multiple times if this was worth the price. But if you have it in your budget, and I'm not saying, and it may be that you may have to sacrifice something else, and you'll really need to think about that. We had it in our budget, and so we were going to test it this time. And would I do it again? And I absolutely would. I absolutely would rent a cabana the next time. Hands down, we all talked about it. It was absolutely worth it to us for our family. Now, if it wasn't 100 degrees and it was maybe cooler, would I? I don't know. I need to think about that. And I would probably have to look at the price, even if it was in the budget. But I'll be honest, we really enjoyed all the amenities and we enjoyed it all day for the most part. So for us, it was very worth it. Hopefully you found this helpful. Please give me a like and subscribe. It really helps move my channel forward if you did. And take a look at this next video of the Wonder of the Seas if that is going to be your next vacation.